Cry for change from chicken farmers in Cloquet to a call for artists in Ashland. Those stories and more as we take you around the Northland city by city. We'll start things off in Ashland, where local artists have a chance to make up on income lost due to COVID-19. The city of Ashland is putting out a call for artists to apply for the chance to lead a community art project. The contract is worth $3,000 and is focused on developing community artwork that focuses on civic pride and spirit. The funds were provided by the Wisconsin Economic Development Corps. Applicants have until Tuesday to submit their project proposal. Now to Grand Rapids, where the deadline is looming for permit applications to take part in the 8th Special Deer Hunt. September 10th is the deadline for hunters to apply for either a muzzle, rifle, or archery tag for the special season. The purpose of the hunt is to control the growing deer population near Grand Rapids. Hunters wishing to apply must use the DNR's electronic licensing system and select which hunt they wish to participate in. And finally, in Cloquet, there is a renewed push to change a city ordinance that prohibits residents from raising chickens on their property. While the ordinance does not specify chickens, it does prohibit residents from raising livestock within city limits if their property is less than 10 acres. During last night's city council meeting, a resident and chicken owner brought the issue to the council and asked them to consider amending the ordinance. It is not the first time residents have spoken out in favor of the ordinance change. The council says they will take the issue up during the September 1st meeting. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city.